Welcome to Zort, a weird game where you'll run around, press buttons, and wonder what just happened. The rules aren't always clear, the objectives are questionable, and I don't even know what the hell this is. Quickly, move to the impression.
What'd you feel about the vibe of this game?
So with this one, I don't even know if it's sure what type of vibe it's trying to give. I couldn't tell you if it's a horror, a puzzle, an action. Maybe it's a mix of all. Yeah, it just seems like every episode has its own feel, and the music is reflected the same way. It's different all around.
I agree, and that's what I think. I think that the game was originally advertised as a horror game, which is what we got it for. That's why we're doing it in this October theme. You know, I did notice that the episode one of Zort really focused on sanity, maintained the sanity, had a lot of creepier things around the corners, and then episode two seems more almost like adventure, ex- not exploration, like fighting more, action sequencing, kind of really cool butt rock that we enjoyed. But it had still some of those horror elements. And then episode three, shit, man, there's no horror about that. That's an exploration with a lot more humor to it. So I don't think Zort knows what Zort is. Um, However, within those realms, I think they did good in encapsulating those individual episodes, but I don't think overall Zort even knows what it is.
No, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
It has no clue.
But I will say though, with each one of those distinctive environments, it does pretty good about making you feel that way. It confused me. Like, what am I playing? But then you kind of get into the rhythm
Hmm.
and you're good. But anyway, I think I agree with you on that for sure.
Oh yeah. What are we thinking about the wiggle?
So I think the controls feel fine. There's really there's nothing special about it, but there's nothing really lacking in it either. Like, it does what I would expect it. It's not overly complicated. It's pretty straightforward. E is action, so on and so forth. I will say the only thing I hated was putting numbers in a keypad. I wish they would have made that just a little bit easier to do.
Yeah, because the second you mess up, dude, that's it.
Yeah, you have to reset the whole thing.
You gotta
And yeah,
start it over again,
yeah, it
and
was.
you're super focused on it.
Yeah, I didn't like that aspect of it, but everything else seemed fine. Very straightforward.
Yeah, different puzzles. Use different items. Yeah, controls are responsive. Not really too much to touch on right there.
No, and the use of items seemed pretty straightforward too. It wasn't anything crazy. So, but again, outside of entering inputs into keypads, I think the game was fine on controls. All right, moving on to the sweet jank performance. So, what did you think overall?
So on episode three that we just played, I did actually end up getting some stuttering.
Mm.
And it's just moving through the water slowly. I did notice that in episode two, we had to restart the game because the car got stuck with the net over it, and we had to redo that whole thing.
Yep.
So there's a few little bugs, but overall, it really wasn't too terrible.
Yeah, I think overall my experience was very stable. I didn't have any frame rate drops, maybe like once, but I think it was in episode 2 at times. But there was nothing really hindering me from enjoying the game, like really poor experience, frame rate resolutions or anything like that. There were a few glitches, as you mentioned. One of them is there was an inconsistency in dying. Sometimes I felt if I got killed once, I'd get put into that. Like when you die, you get that one opportunity to come back. There were sometimes I didn't get that. Like I don't know if there's like why the inconsistency of that one. But then you would get it in the same breath, so it was weird. And yes, episode 2 totally bricked on us, so we had to literally restart the whole episode, even though we were right at the end of it. So
Mhm.
there were a few bugs, and some of them
Yeah,
would
that's
be
tough to ask.
yeah, and I think some of those bugs I would qualify as pretty severe. Locking down episode 2 the way we did, we beat it, we did all the things, and then nope, you have to restart. That's frustrating. But overall, I think the experience was fine, given those few bugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Drama llama.
Yes,
Yeah.
drama llama.
Well, where are your thoughts on this one?
So I don't. I took notes on this one like pretty extensively because I don't think there's this huge elaborate story in Zort. I don't think I even know why I was in the factory in the first place. I don't know if you really need to know. It's not really like it feeds that narrative all that well anyway. But I did I did like how each episode kind of feeds into themselves and it kind of has this continuation of the story. Even though it's not so in your face, it does have a good trajectory where you understand I was here in this factory. Now episode 2 starts and this is where I'm at. Like it just kind of blends together. I do think that's kind of fun.
Hmm.
I think episode 2 to 3 seems like way the fuck out there. I don't know what happened, but I do feel like at least episode to episode felt entertaining from a story perspective.
Yeah, that was my thoughts on it as well. Is that I'm not entirely sure what the narrative is supposed to be, but I do know that the episodes collaborate with each other and lead you down an adventure, I guess. Maybe there's leading to a story,
Yeah, and
maybe not.
I get that, and this is where I put my notes in there from episode to episode. It felt pretty good, but I felt like it changed. It Zort just fundamentally changed the mechanics of what it was trying to do. Like the episode 1 was very horror based. Episode 2 was horror based with a little bit more action sequences. Episode 3 completely exploration and horror and humor. So I felt like some of those stories got lost as it progressed because Zort doesn't really know what the fuck Zort is. But I think that
Yeah.
damaged the drama llama.
Yeah, I absolutely did.
Stickiness. What do you think about
What
the
what do we
replay?
say about stickiness? So
Replayability?
I don't really think there's a whole lot of replayability, unless you're just kind of really fucking around. Um, I'd say maybe once through would be just fine. But on the other hand, maybe people want to beat it on all difficulties, and they enjoy it that much. But to me, once you get to the through the episodes anyway, you know what to do. It's not, that first time playing is like, what the hell do we do? It's like, okay, let's just run this real quick.
Yeah, and I agree with you. So procedurally generated they moved some things around, but the core, like go here, go here, go here, go here, like it never moves and changes. So there is a pretty static uh, game loop essentially. Um,
Mhm.
at first, I really hated it. Like I hated this game. I did get to enjoy it as I learned more of the game mechanics, so I can see where there's some sort of replayability. Um, like to echo your point, you have the difficulty changes. You do have some collectibles you can get trying to instill like people are perfectionists or completionists. They can do those things. Maybe adding four people versus two people, you may have a little bit more of a different experience, like a player driven experience. But the core structure of the game is fine. I will though. I wanted to bring up this one point. The I think there's enough merit in the replayability component based on how much it costs. So the amount of time equal to your personal time to the dollar that you buy for this game, it does have from a it does have a good balance essentially. So if you spend 5 hours playing this game when it could take you 20 minutes to beat the first level or whatever, yeah, you got your money back. I mean, what, $3-4? It's worth the play. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Like I didn't feel like I was cheated, but I didn't spend $60 on a game like Anthem, then give it up in 30-40 hours.
Mhm.
I had to bring it
Yeah,
up. I
yeah,
had such high
yeah.
hopes for that game. Whatever,
I
it's
know
fine.
that you had some issues with that one.
Fucking game sucked. But this one doesn't do that. So I do feel like I don't feel like I was cheated. Even if I only played through it one
Hmm.
time, $4. Okay, I'll support the indie developers for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Roast your toast.
Yeah. So I will toast this
Hmm.
only due to your last point that we only spent $3 on it. I would not spend more. Um, I don't think it's enough of a game to have paid more. So for what it is, it gets that toast. If it was, $10, I'd have roasted it.
I could see that. And I'll do the same. I will toast this because of the entertainment and enjoyment I had in the game. Now, in that same value, if I was to play a game that was free, but I felt cheated because the game sucked so much ass, like I would be more upset. I would pay
Mhm.
$10 for this game and feel good because I'm getting those extra episodes. I do want to bring this up though because it looks like there's been some expansive time between these episode launches, so I can see where some of the community can be frustrated. For us walking
Oh
into
yeah,
3 episodes already delivered, it was good. But I could see
yeah.
maybe somebody would want to hate it if you paid the $3 to get your first 2 episodes or your first episode. Like, I can see where that frustration would come.
No,
But
absolutely.
I'll toast this one for sure. I had a great time with it, and
Hmm.
I do
Oh
plan
yeah,
on
it's fun.
playing. Yeah, I do plan on beating episode 3 and going to episode 4.
Hmm.
But
Just have to wait for it.
then I gotta put it down.